Hey, Carrie, you made it in the morning today.
No school today and tomorrow.
Oh,
Buys me some extra time.
yeah, that's right. Okay, squats today. So for warm up here, we're going to do a list of stuff to do. So we'll actually start off with the hips. We're going to do the hip carve for 2. My balance there. The new door covering, I was saying, so we're at the other end of the room. This just should be more of the permanent home now. I finally have the AV stuff mostly set up, other than my webcam decided to be constantly blurry, so I'm back on the computer one. Then we'll take a wider stance, track the feet straight forward, and we're going to do a side-to-side squat for about a minute. So this is not a Cossack squat. We're just coming down part way, and then I'm shifting to the side till I can straighten one leg, and I'll shift to the side till I can straighten the other. And it's not super deep. It's kind of sliding back and forth. I'll turn sideways. And little by little as we go, we can work ourselves a little deeper into the ring. See how the hips are feeling. Just a bit deeper. And we'll go ahead and come up to a stand. Narrow your stance up a little bit, but still a wider stance. We'll rotate through the hips 3 times per direction. So feet should still track forward and be planted. And the rotation is coming from the hip joint, not the spine, or not by twisting the feet or ankles. And then next thing we will do, and we'll just go ahead and do this on the ground, is the ATG split squat. So if you're a little on the tighter side, we'll just be working with the range of motion that you have today. So we're keeping the back leg straight, driving that front knee forward. We're working through just 10 of these on one side. So be really familiar if you're doing last night's class. And change sides. And start mellow, work your way in deeper. Roughly about 10 of those. Then go ahead and grab your foam roller. We're going to do that glute bridge with our foot on the foam roller. Shoot for about a minute per side. So this one we want to do, we want to get into a position. We'll feel out a double-footed position really quick. If by chance you don't have a foam roller, this can be done on the ground. It's just, this makes it much more cheat-proof and much more intense and ties the lower body in. So we're going to point the feet. So we're trying to point our toes and keep our heels high off the ground and press up. And this would be the basic glute bridge position we want. To do the single leg version we're going to do, we're going to take the free knee and at least be tucked to your chest strongly. Try not to let it drop forward. And then we're going to point that toe and press up and hold from there. A lot of hammy fun. So we're set and ready. Let's go ahead, get that 60 seconds. Here we go. Drive it up, lock it out. And I'm going to let you guys do this one here since I'm training later. I can do it then. And try and hold for a minute. And that's 15 seconds. You get stuck and cramp too much, take a brief break, but try to stick through it here. 30 seconds. Make sure the hip is up. Ideally, your hip is in line with your knee and shoulders through a straight line. 15 seconds to go. Almost there. Keep the hips high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a short break. Ooh. Need your hamstring if you need to. We'll try and set up same way on the other side now. Okay, we'll go ahead and get set. We'll pop up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are up. Excellent. That's good, Jared. Nice, Nicole. I can see your guys' angle there. "15 seconds in. The glutes and hammies nice and active for the squats here. 30 seconds. We are halfway. 20 seconds to go. This is one we haven't done for a few weeks, so hopefully it's feels better than it did. 10 seconds left. We'll keep that free knee drawn up. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right, and stay where you're at. We'll roll over to the side. We're going to do 20 per side adductor lifts here. Just kind of priming the in and outside part of the hip. So this one, you're going to lay on your side, sort of as if you were about to do a side plank. Make sure you're flat on your side, elbow down, and then we're going to take the bottom straight leg and lift it off the ground. It's probably only coming off the ground just a few inches. Okay. We're going to get 20 lifts on one side, and you should start feeling that inner thigh adductor working nice and strongly there. So let's pump out 20 of those, pausing for about 1 second each rep. If you're getting a real high lift, you can make it a tad more challenging by sort of pressing up to a straight arm, puts you in a little more of a curve, and then that challenges the lift a little. If you're finding you can barely lift it, you can tuck your elbow in more to get lower, flip right over, hit the other side. Make sure you're definitely on your side and not kind of angled. Looks like everybody's pretty straight. Let's see, Nicole, you're kind of rotated up. I would turn a little more sideways so your torso is sideways to the leg. Should be a nice straight line from your shoulders, hips, all the way down. Yeah, yep, that looks better. As soon as you're done with that, you'll flip over to a child pose type position. Not a child pose, I'm sorry. Cat-cow type position. And then we'll take one leg out to the side straight from there. We want to keep the low back nice and flat as if you were trying to balance something like this yoga block there. And then we're going to squeeze and lift that foot off the ground for 20 little lifts. It's a very small movement. Your foot should only come off the ground just an inch or two at best, because we don't want us rocking the hips to achieve it. So if your foot's coming off the ground more than a few inches, the hip is probably tilting. 20 on one, 20 on the other. And you'll feel a very specific little area of the muscle working strongly on this one. We're done with that. We'll pop up, hit 10 quick squats, 10 basic air squats. last thing is 2 per leg skater squats with a very slow 8-second lowering. We did these, I think, last week, or maybe it was a little over a week ago. This is the floating lunge, so controlling that lowering phase, 8 seconds, all the way to the bottom, and then you can either come up on your own or you can use a little toe assist for basically doing that slow lowering. If you aren't able to get all the way to the floor with control, you can stop at whatever kind of an object, maybe knee to a yoga block or something. 8 on one, I would switch and then do the other leg and then come back. So go left, right, or vice versa. And these squats will show back up a little later in the session. All right, so we are revisiting the triple pause squats today. Back squats. Back squats today instead of front squats, and 2 reps only instead of 3. So all around, this ought to be a little more pleasant than it was the last time we did it. Those of you with dumbbells and kettlebells, I will do 5 sets of 3 to 4 reps. So same pauses, the reps will be exactly the same. And because this is sort of slow, your weights will probably be plenty to do the job here. The 4th rep is only optional if you can't build up to a challenging 3 rep weight. So the squats are, or they will look like this. Oh, and we want heels elevated. So whether you've got blocks or wedges or steps, it's not a cyclist squat, so we're not doing that extra narrow stance. It would be roughly at your normal, roughly going to be at your normal width. And we don't want super steep here, so lower elevation is okay. So the squat's going to be down under whatever speed you want, but a 3-second pause at the full depth. Come up just to barely above parallel for 3 seconds. Come up to that sticking point where the knees can come forward a little bit more, about halfway for 3 and up. That would be 1 rep, and you'll do 2 reps like that per set. So I get in a warm-up set, easy warm-up set or 2 with that we don't count, and then through these 5 sets, we'll go ahead and build up in weight. So you can start fairly easy on the first one, build your way on up through it. And dumbbell, kettlebell, same idea. If you have multiple weight options, start easy and work your way up as you go through the sets, taking roughly 2 minutes to rest and adjust weight as you go. That will be main part A. I'm looking forward to this. Should be able to go a little above for sure where you were with the front squats, both because back squat is a stronger position and also that it's 2 reps and not 3 reps today.
Are we doing these together, Scott?
Oh yeah, once we yeah, we will do the work sets.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we can do the work sets together for sure. That way we'll keep the tempo precise. So once you're set and ready for your first work set, then go ahead and stand pat, and then we'll go together. When we do it,
folks doing more than 2 reps with dumbbells or whatever, I'll keep counting for you, but barbell folks will always rack after 2 reps. And I got a new little toy here. Just came in the mail as a test. So this is the low ceiling folks substitute. Jared and Ronnie.
That's awesome.
So
Whoa.
yeah, it feels. I don't have the clearance here today to get wider, but even double unders feel pretty much like real double unders.
Wow.
Pretty cool. The thing I found is that at first this is probably a flaw in my jump rope technique, is the balls were coming in front of me at an angle rather than being parallel to me. And so this really teaches you to externally rotate and be in a good position jumping rope, because you can see the balls and you can make them line up where you want them. But yeah, I'm going to play with them. I'm actually, when I do the workout later today, I'm going to do the fake double unders with these just to check the stimulus compared to what it might normally feel like.
Nice. Hey, Scott,
Yeah.
since I have to limit my weight because I don't have a squat back,
Oh, right.
should I just add reps? Like do 3 instead of 2?
You could do 3, yeah, because I'll still
Okay.
count the 3 too. So yeah, that's one way you could do it, I guess. Or if you could also front squat them, if that's easier, not to not have to, pop the weight over your back.
Okay.
Yep, so either one. Looks like everybody's ready for that first set.
Yeah.
Ready as you'll ever be. All right, here we go. Take the bar out of the rack. Here we're set. And squat. So bottom, 1, 2, 3, quarter, 1, 2, 3, half, 1, 2, 3, up. There's 1, and squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter, 1, 2, 3, half, 1, 2, 3, up. Bar folks can rack, and the others squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter, 1, 2, 3, half, 1, 2, 3, up. Rest. Nice. Look good. Okay, I got a timer here for our rest. Everyone's positions look pretty good on that. Just be aware as it gets heavier or as you tire, like the second rep, try to not make the pauses higher as we go. Try to keep them at the same spot. And then the last pause at the half point, you may find, I think it's helpful if you can shoot the knees underneath you a little bit more and come a little bit more upright and feel the quads take a little bit more load there. Only on that half portion. That way we can really maximize the strength and overload on the quads in that position. This first one, since it was fairly easy, we'll go in about 90 seconds total. So we will squat starting in about 20 seconds now. Okay, so go ahead, grab the bar, walk the bar out. Once it looks like everyone's set, we'll go. Okay, we're set and squat. Pause, 1, 2, 3, quarter, 1, 2, 3, half, 1, 2, 3, up. There's 1, squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter, 1, 2, 3, half, 1, 2, 3, up, and squat. 1, 2, three, quarter, 1, 2, 3, half, 1, 2, 3, up, done. Okay, set number 2 down. Adjust your weight for number 3. Yeah, those are great. How'd you guys that did the class last night feel? Good stuff. Yeah. Today we're back to the straddle type focus.
Definitely feel sore.
A little sore, huh?
I'm also pretty sore.
We're at the hamstrings, hip flexor.
Yeah. Those were already sort of sore from maybe Tuesday
Oh, uh-huh.
or Monday. I forget.
Maybe Monday. Monday has some hamstring as well, which now Monday is sort of Thursday. So
I feel like my hamstrings have been tight all week now. And then my lower back is a little bit tight coming out of Tuesday. So
this is where, this is the territory where the flexibility work is strength work and has a recovery curve to it. So just like lifting heavy, feel a little tight for a day or two, this flexibility work will do that a little bit as well as you recover. But as you adapt to it, it gets easier. Okay, it's about that time. Head to the bar. We're gonna take the bar out once we're set. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, squat. Pause. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, up. And squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, up. Bars racked and squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, up. Ronnie, you get stuck there? Oops. 2 to go. Add a little weight if you can. The goal is the last one to still be doable with the proper pauses and technique, but becoming challenging by that point.
Do we have 2 more?
2 more sets to go, yes. And we're done with this. We'll talk about skater squats and pistol squats a bit, and then we've got a little conditioning series before we hit the range work. Tomorrow will be a more like a sweaty type thing. Okay, we'll go in about 20 seconds. Okay, so grab your bar or your implements. Okay, set and squat. Pause. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3. There's 1. Squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, up. And squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, up. Hey, rest. Last round. Well, one thing I'm noticing about coaching from this end of the gym is I'm right by the door, and I'm not right by the heater anymore. It's a little chillier on this end. So sweatshirt goes back on for now. Okay, last set to go. How are they feeling? Excellent.
I'm thinking about my big toe, Scott.
What about the big toe?
Yep.
Feeling it?
Just it's helping like take the stress off my knees.
Yes, yeah, if you can engage that big toe. Yes, good point. Yeah. Speaking of toes, no Rochelle working out with us this morning because she dropped a whiteboard on her foot and her foot is swollen and can't really walk. So, yeah, hopefully it's nothing too serious, but you not expect a whiteboard injury, but. Okay, it's getting to be about that time. Last set. Here we go. Finish strong. Go ahead, take the bar out. Everyone set and squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, up. And squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, up. All right, and last one. Squat. 1, 2, 3, quarter. 1, 2, 3, half. 1, 2, 3, up. All right, nicely done. Part A is in the books. Take a brief break and break down your bar if you want. We'll need a kettlebell or dumbbell to swing for this next part and a jump rope or heavy rope if you have it. So there's two forks in the road for this one. For the jump rope work at the end, it's either 20 double unders for those of you, if anyone has those and wants to do that, or you can do 40 heavy rope singles. Or if you don't have a heavy rope, you can do 40 singles with a regular rope would work as well. Actually, maybe 50 would be a little fairer. The other fork in the road is the first exercise where it's 3 per leg, either skater squat or pistol squat. So skater squat, of course, is what we did in the warm-up series. This one would be just at whatever pace you want to do it, so no set tempo. Or if you can and or want to do regular pistol squats, that is an option too. I think when I do it, I am going to probably do skater squats for the first round and pistols on the second ones or so. I haven't done pistols for a while, so I'm going to see how they go. All those options are okay. If you need to elevate your heel to do a pistol squat on a little plate or something, that is totally fine as well. So 3 per side of that. They can be alternated left, right, or you can do all 3 and all 3. That's totally up to you. Deep knee bend squats. These are the original squat from the old days. So feet closer together probably than the squat you were just using on your back squat. And we're really up on our ball of foot the whole time. So we're up here. We're trying to keep the torso vertical for the most part. So knees come forward. Here you pretty much sit on your calves and up. So on these, well, it's a timed workout in theory. Try to keep your torso as upright as you can and not turn it into a ball of foot forward leaning squat. There's 2 very different things there. So the more vertical, the more quads. That's what we're hoping to do here. 15 basic kettlebell swings.
Nothing fancy here, just our normal swings with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, and then the aforementioned double unders are jump ropes.
If you don't have a heavy rope, are you supposed to adjust the number?
Singles, I'd go 50 regular rope singles if you're doing singles.
Okay.
So roughly the same. So I guess there's sort of 3 options there.
And for the pistol and skater squats, just like do them normally or weight them if you feel like it?
These I would say probably just do normally body weight, even though I know for you 3 is not a big deal, but just save yourself to go steadily or quickly through all the other stuff.
Okay.
And then Scott, on the deep knee bend squats, should we be trying to stay on the ball of our feet even when we're standing up at the top?
You can. The heels can touch there a bit. You may need to reset for balance. I find like that's once you go down and the balance seems like it's fairly easy, but at the top, yeah.
Okay.
But if you can keep them up just to keep the cycle time going, that works too.
Okay.
Yep. Any other questions? Are we all good?
Ready?
Okay, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, begin. 3 per side skaters or pistols. I guess you could have gotten fancy and done like alternator up, skater to pistol. There is that kind of cool front to back pistol. Nice, guys. See the leg strength going. 10 deep knee bends. A little bit of a bouncy feel at the bottom is okay on this one. You're basically kind of using the tendons to spring back from that bottom position. Grab your kettlebell and swing. I didn't mention, but there's not a lot of reps here, just 3 sets of 15 swings. So if you have a fairly heavy kettlebell, this would be a time to use it. I think I'm going to swing the 70 for this one. Nice, solid kettlebell swings. It's looking good. The rope work. Now we can add in the challenge of trying to stay all nasal breathing through this. This would be a good one to practice. It's not too long. Awesome. Into round 2. So guys, yeah, making short work of this one. And 15 swings onto the rope. said, Neil, it looks like you have a rope there. You look like you're if I didn't know better, it looks like you're just busting out a bunch of double unders.
The rope drives the dog crazy, so I savor the bother. But in my head, I'm doing the best double unders ever.
Yeah, they looked at the right cadence. They look. We can just animate a rope in there for you. With that third round, see if you can do the most challenging version of the skater squat or pistol you can, whether it's more depth, trickier version.
You have 3 rounds, Scott?
Yes, 3 rounds. All right, finish it out. Rope and done. But it's gonna be about a 6-minute blast here. Ooh, right. Yep, just about 6 minutes or so. All right, we are good and warmed up now for the final little part here, the range work, part A. So this would be similar, basically the same as what we did on Monday. I'll go through each piece again really quick. We'll do it together in quick fashion. So you'll need maybe a weight plate, maybe not, or a light dumbbell. And then just something to put your foot on. Okay, so first off, we'll go ahead and I'll demonstrate through the first ones. We'll just kind of do it together. The wide stance, good morning, 5 reps. So this one, if you've got a weight plate, you're gonna hug a weight plate to your chest. Wide stance. Forward to a 3 count hold and then back up. So wide stance. You going for an extra round there, Nicole?
No, I've only done 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Five of those. And then quickly down into the hero pose position, which I'm going to face backwards on this. So we want the toes pointed. And you want to be able to sit inside of your feet. So don't have the feet cranked out like this. And don't sit on your feet either. And we'll settle back into whatever gives you a good stretch for 30 seconds. So assume you've been in it for a little bit already. About 15 more seconds. Those of you that are able to lean back more, really keep the glutes squeezed strong to keep pressure off your low back. Good. 3, 2, 1. We'll pop up out of that. Just stay near the floor though. We're going to go into a straddle stance. So legs straight, feet even with your hips. Hand set. And what we're going to do here is 5 push-ups where you come forward. And then as you push back, you try to arch your back and press back into a strong straddle position and use the push-up to work yourself a little deeper into the straddle as you go. So 5 reps of that, pausing in that straddle position for about a 3 count. Start mellow this first round and we'll build this up as we go. And as soon as you're done with that, you'll find a support. I've got this seat of the C2 bike here, something you can put your legs straight on and on toes pointed up. It doesn't have to be super high. If you don't have to use a weight for this, but you can. We're going to hold here, then side bend into a stretch and back up. So it's both a side stretch and a hamstring stretch at the same time. So 5 reps. If you don't have a weight or don't need to use one, just reach. So 5 on one side and then switch right over and 5 on the other.
Hey, Scott,
Yeah.
can you show that one more time? Sorry. Oh, I can't see everybody else. Let me bring it around
Oops.
over.
Can you say that again? The sound isn't coming through very well.
Oh, I was saying, can you show that one really quick again?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Change the angle. So I've got my foot on some sort of support. And if I'm holding a weight, it's here, and I'm side bending down. I think you're kind of having your chest turned up as you rotate down. Yep, that is it. As soon as you finish both sides, grab your plate if you've got one, and out to those wide stance good mornings. 5 reps, 2 count pause at the bottom. On those good mornings, the back stays flat and straight. Stretches in the hamstrings and groin. Nice, Nicole, kind of squeezing it in as you in between. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. As soon as you finish your 5 good mornings, we'll hit the deck for 30-second hero pose. I don't think it applies to anybody live right now, but if you're super tight, you can also sit on blocks in the hero pose. So I have folks where we get into that position. And it's pretty gnarly, so you can actually relax a little sometimes if you sit on a block. I think everyone here is good, but some folks that are doing it later on might need some mods like that. So 1 to 2 yoga blocks can work or anything like that. 3, 2, 1, straddle push-ups. 5 reps, 3-second hold. As you press forward in the push-up, really try to arch your back and push back, keeping that strong arch in the back. Squeeze and engage everything tight. And try to use that push-up motion to slowly straddle your legs out a little further as you go. So we finish that, back up to the standing hamstring side bend. That will loosen up some of, after last night's hamstring tightness, we'll get them loosened back up again. Opening up that side position as well. Grab your plate. Round 3. Hero pose. Timer on. See if you can get a little deeper into the hero pose. Squeeze those glutes. Leaning back. Nice, Jared. Jared's got the floor. Nice. Ronnie's getting pretty low. Val's improving definitely. Solid, okay. Straddle push-ups. Five reps there. Try to make sure your hips are going back to line up with your feet on the back end of that push-up. Hips, for the most part, stay in place on this one. It's kind of more the chest and the spine moving. Straddle side bend. On these side bends too, if you want, another option is to have that free arm really reach up and overhead as you side bend. Almost a bit like a windmill. Grab your plate and final round. Got to find some nice new range here on this last go through. And when we're all done, we will do a little bit of pancake work. Hero pose. Got 30 seconds for folks that are starting now. Squeeze those glutes, try to lean back. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Straddle push-ups. And standing hamstring side bend. Once you're done, you'll just need a yoga block or some little elevated thing similar for the last little thing, last two things we'll do. Definitely getting some good, better side bending movement than had a few weeks ago. So it's cool to see. Okay, so what we're gonna do is check in on what are our pancake settings. So for most of us, it's helpful to have an elevated surface to do this from, just gives you a little more leverage. So basically, I'm just gonna sit on this block and move my legs out into a straddle. And then from here, just gonna kind of check in and see how this feels, what's your range of motion. Like where you can reach forward to is a good benchmark, and you crest the line of your legs if you have a straight line between your feet, or elbows to the ground is another benchmark. So go ahead and get into position here. Let's see, Katie, let me try adjusting you just slightly. Okay, if you Katie's got a great flat pancake there, so we could make it a tad more challenging for her potentially. If you come up and then make your legs at 45 degrees from each other, or 90 degrees in total, so not quite so wide. Yeah, try working that position and see how that one goes. That's about the same or a little bit. So what we can do here from our pancake position, now that you've checked it out a little bit, go ahead and rotate so you're facing down one thigh and bend straight down that thigh like a standard hamstring stretch. We'll just take a moment here. And then sit up and then do the same thing now facing the opposite side. And then come back up. And then we're going to try to side bend to the first side. So what we'll do is I'll take my far side arm and I'm going to reach it up and over. And so you might be able, those of you who are more flexible might be able to make contact with your foot. Otherwise, just reach for it. We're side bending now. We'll come upright, rotate to square off or angle toward the other side, reach up and over. And then come back to the center. And now go ahead and get that forward lean and reach and see where you're at with this now. And take maybe last 30 seconds or so there. Then the last little thing we'll do here is just a couple of reps. We're going to go ahead and set aside your yoga block. We're going to sit on the ground, legs nice and straight, and we're going to do that slow spinal, very slow straight leg sit up where we're trying to round our back as much as possible. Reach forward toward your toes. Try to smoothly set one vertebrae at a time down on the ground until you're laying flat on the ground. Pause there for a second and then try and curl one vertebrae at a time up off the ground. So it's exactly like the Jefferson curl or the wall peel drill, but now we're lying on the ground and using a little more torso strength to do that. So very slowly, think like a 6 or 7 count down.
6 or 7 count up. Very slow, no momentum, and work through between 3 to 5 reps of that, whatever feels like it presents a little challenge.
Hardest part will be smoothly setting the low back down at the bottom end of that. And possibly curling up in the same manner. I see fingers clawing at the air. I know. Whoa. Not as easy as it would seem. Yeah. Good work, guys. I'm stoked to hit this one. All right, and that's, I guess, our first class with the new view here.